Good morning, everybody. We now go to the task of today. We're holding in Parshas Vayakhel, the sixth reading of that parsha, which is on chapter 37, verse number 17. Vayas Samanoida, and then he made them a noida. Zahav Toid, he made it totally out of gold. Miksha Asa Samanoida, he made it out of a hammered work. Yerecha, its base, kana, its stems, giviyah, its goblets, kavteda, all its knobs, paracheha, its flowers, mimeno hoya, it all came out of one piece of the menorah. Vaishisha kanem yetzim mitzeda, there was 6 branches coming out of its sides. Shleisha kanem menorah mitzida echad, 3 from one side. Shleisha kanem menorah mitzida sheni, and 3 from the other side. There were 3 goblets in each branch. There was a flower, a knob and a flower. And 3 decorated goblets on one branch. A knob and a flower. To the 6 branches are coming out of this menorah. And in the menorah there were 4 decorative goblets. There were knobs and flowers. And there was a knob and a 2 under the 2 branches from it, and a knob and the 2 branches from it, and a knob and the 2 branches from it is from the 6 branches that come out from it. All their knobs and all their branches, all came out of the same piece of gold. Miksha echaz had to be made out of one mass of zav, achaz zav tur, one mass of pure gold. But Yasis Nedeseh, he made also its lamps, which oil went into it. Shiva, 7 lamps. Umakachel, and its tongues. Umachtesel, and its scoops. Zav tur, made out of pure gold. Hika zav tur, this was made out of a talent of pure gold. He made it, Veskokela, and all its vessels. Says Mizbach HaKateris, and then he made the incense altar. Ate Shiti made it out of acacia wood. Ama V'chetzi, Ama Orka had at 1 cubit its length. Ama V'chetzi Ravua, and 1 cubit its width. V'amasayim Kamase, 2 cubits its height. Mimeno Hikanoisav, the horns, the 4 horns that came out of the corners of the menorah came out from it. Mitzaf V'ases Zav Tur, then he covered over the entire wood structure with gold. As Gaga, it's the top of it's a Kedaisav, all its walls, Sav around it, Veskanaisav and its horns. Ayasle Zezav, Savi also made a golden crown around this incense altar. Then Shtei Tabai Zav, he made 2 golden rings. Mitachas Azaid underneath its crown. Al Shtei Tzalaisav, to the 2 golden, to the both sides. I'll see the levadim, so there'll be poles for the poles. They'll also to carry this golden altar. He made the poles out of acacia wood. He covered it with gold. Verse 29. He made then the holy anointing oil. Kodesh was Keteris Hasam and Tar. He made pure incense. Maser, this was the art of a perfumer. And that completes the Chumash for today. Now go to the Tanya of the day. We are holding at the end of the chapter 32 of Tanya. Love, even those that are joined with him, that are close to him, and he, whom one is enjoined to hate, for they're close to him, and he rebuked them. Then they didn't do tshuva. Mitzvah, which the Gemara says, mitzvah lasanoisam, it's a mitzvah to hate them. But nevertheless, the Gemara doesn't say you're not allowed to love them. The Gemara says you have to also hate them. Mitzvah la'avam gamke. You have to hate, you have to love them nevertheless. You have to love them and hate them. How can you love and hate a person at the same time? But is it possible to love a person and hate a person at the same time? The Alter Rebbe will explain that since the love and the hate stems from two different causes, so they do not conflict one another. You should, both of them are true. You shouldn't hate them. You should hate their evil. You should hate their negative. That's number one. And then you should love them for the good that's hidden in them. The hidden spark of God that's in them, which animates the godly soul. For this spark of godliness is present even in the most wicked one of the Jewish people. It's merely hidden. So therefore, we need to love even those that we hate. We need to be able to separate the person from his actions. And we should hate the actions, self-understood. If a person is a wicked person, we should hate their actions. And at the same time, we should love them for who they are. And what are they? Their essence is a godly soul. One may now be faced an anomaly of a fellow Jew who he most both love and hate. But what attitude should he adopt towards a person who's wholly possesses both of these aspects of good and evil? When, for example, the sinner requests a favor from him, should he hate it? Should his hatred dictate his response or his love? What should we do? The Rebbe goes on to say that one's relationship with the sinner should be holy. It should, as a whole, should be guided by love. By arousing, why? Because as you know, you have these three things. Ava. First of all, Ava is always first, chesed. You have gevura, which is severity. And they have rachamim, which is mercy. So what do? We make a sandwich. We always put the gevura in between the chesed and the rachamim. Between the ava and the rachamim. We take the chesed, we sandwich it in between these two entities, between ava to love and to have mercy. And if you have love and mercy, then you'll have compassion over even a person that's a terrible sinner. And that's what you should create. Since you love him and you hate the negative that he does, we should have rachamim on this person. You should have compassion that a person can be your friend. Another Jew can be doing such terrible things. You should realize that his godly soul, this man's good, is in exile. Not that you should have hate to the person, you should have rachmanis in the person. Like a person, rachmanis is sick. God forbid, you hate him. You have rachmanis on such a person. Which dominates him by a wicked person. So therefore, a person should have pashut, simply mercy on such a person. And what's going to happen if you have mercy? Mercy banishes hatred. There's a lot of reasons why a person can not like another person, not love another person. But if he has rachamim, if a person has rachamim, and he realized, look at this person, achmanis, even if he's doing bad, he is pashut, simply in gullus. He's simply, why? Because every person is good. Every person is born good. Every person's nature is to do good. Whether it's between man and man, whether it's between man and God. Every person is good. Then he can't control his evil. And he has banished his good. So I should hate that person. Such a person, I need to have a double rachmanis on him. Now we understand what it says. That Yaakov redeemed his parents. Because Avram was chesed, and Yitzchak was gevura, and Yaakov was rachamim. So Jacob represents compassion. Avram is love, and when Avram love must be redeemed, meaning brought out of concealment. It is Jacob's compassion that accomplishes this redemption. We need to redeem the Ava in every person. We need to awaken up his true love. We need to awaken up his true love of God, his true kindness. When we see a person that is negative, when we see a person that is doing the opposite of Avas Hashem and Avas Israel, whatever that love might be, it's really within him. He has it just like anybody else, but it's hidden within him. So how do we awaken that love? By hitting him over the head? No, we have Rachmanis on him. We try to elevate him. We try to inspire him. And that's compassion. That is compassion. So Yaakov Avinu redeemed both of his parents, the Chesed and Gevurah, that ultimately have both of them have negative in it. Pure Chesed can have Yishmael, and Gevurah can surely have an Esav. But Yaakov Avinu knew how to bring them all together. And Yaakov Avinu knew that through Rachamim, through mercy, you'll be able to reveal a much deeper Ava that will ultimately transform the Gevurah, will transform the severity. So therefore, in essence, Alter Rebbe says, if you see a person, that's somebody you're trying to help, but seemingly it's not helping, create a deeper compassion for this person. Create a deeper compassion, and that will create a deeper love of this person. And even though you hate what he's doing, and you hate his evil actions, his deep love will awaken up within you, that'll awaken up that person. It will ultimately change that Gevurah in that person. The statement of King David, it says in Tillim, and says, Tachlis Sina Sanesim. He says, I hate them with a consuming hatred. He's talking about those that go against God. He says, I hate them. There's always an exception to every rule. And that is for those Jews that were heretics and atheists. The Rambam writes there's no such thing anymore. Jews that today are precursim and heretics and atheists. We say it today in our davening. We say in davening, these minim and zaydim, heretics, are certain people that put Yidden through a lot of tzaddis. We know that through history. These were really haters of Jews themselves that were heretics, that put Jews through unbelievable tsar. That even though they were Jews, they didn't have a part in the Jewish people. Now, you see that the Alter Rebbe puts this into a semicolon, so to say, because as I said, the Rambam says today it's lack of knowledge. It's not a hatred that they know God and they're a heretic. A heretic is a person that is a Talmud Chacham, somebody that knows God, understands it, and Dafka wants to go against it, and he does terrible things with it. That's minim and apikursim. The Rambam writes today we don't have such kind of concept, but if there would be such a concept, like every rule has its exception. If there would be a person today who's a heretic, a guy who mamish was a great sage and he went against God and he's trying to influence people through his wisdom and through his knowledge and through his past to destroy Yiddishkeit, then you have a person that you taka should hate. It is a Gemara, Shpeit Zayin, that's brought on the Gemara. So any sinner who is not, however, a heretic must not be hated with a consummated hatred, for the mitzvah of Avis Yisrael embraces him as well. So therefore, today, you're to love every single Jew, whether he's good or bad, and actually through loving him, having compassion on him, you'll ultimately be able to inspire him to get out of his own gullus, to get out of his own exile, and to reveal his neshama, his godly soul, so that he'll be able to serve the Eibishter also with his true love. And that completes the Tanya of the day. Today is the 28th day of the month. which is chapter 135 to chapter 139. If you do those 5 chapters, you do the Tillim, you do the Chitas of the day. Hope you learn Tanya these days. I hope that you learn Tanya on Shabbos, because as the previous Lubavitch Rebbe divided the Tanya, tomorrow is going to be the whole chapter 33rd of Tanya. So I hope that you continue to learn Tanya on your own, and Chumash tomorrow on your own. And Mitzshem will see you all on Sunday morning. It is Chodesh. It is Chodesh Adar Sheni. Mitz Hashem. God bless you all. Shabbos Baruch. God bless you all. We shall have a wonderful and beautiful Shabbos.